Coach.
What we got?
How cold are you right now?
Really cold. I was cold before I got wet, and I'm really cold now. But that was a lot of fun. You know, the players have done a great job, and the coaching staff has done a tremendous job to come back from where we were at the beginning and somewhat middle of the season with the injuries we had earlier. They did an amazing job. A lot of guys stepped up, and staff did a great job of getting them ready. We weathered the storm. In the last 5 weeks, we've had the same lineup, and we're getting better. And that's what you have to do.
You mentioned the last couple of seasons that you've had some stumbles as you're kind of moving toward the playoffs. What was it about this team that was different?
Our quarterback stayed healthy here, and we had a couple of guys that were really pretty good players, but this team has been resilient. I don't think they thought it. I just think they think that nothing's going to stop us. We can overcome this, and good leadership. So just been impressive to watch. It's been fun to coach these guys. They're good kids, and winning's important to them. It's hard to find in our culture today. There's are you willing to do, if you want to really be great, if that's really what you want, and greatness requires something that not anybody can do, and these guys are willing to go there, so they work awfully hard.
Brock, has your attitude or aggressiveness changed on fourth down over the years?
No, because I would go for it my first couple of years. You remember that? And I'd go for it. If you recall, you recall back to the semifinal game against New Hampshire. It was 4th and 4, and called timeout, brought the team over. It was about the 35-ish, and so it's risky. And they all looked at me in the eye and says, 20 power. I said, absolutely. We ran and got it. So I have a lot of confidence in this group. I didn't have a lot of confidence the last couple of years that we could get, short yardage play. So, today it was no brainer. I have a lot of confidence in them. And that's why I tell them, fellas, you want to go for it on fourth down, you have to, give us your very best, and we have to know that we can count on you.
So your decisions are made a lot on your confidence in that particular team, that particular day? That particular year, yeah, all that. And, you have to be able to move people in short yardage, and on defense you think you're going to penetrate and make plays, and so, I just had a lot of confidence in them.
You talked about the players. What's it mean to you to be going back to the playoffs?
Oh, it's great. It's obviously why we do this. But I've been there a while and been there many times, and played in 12 bowl games and all that stuff. Or coached in that many. So it's not me. It's up to you. How bad do you want to be there? And that's what this team is. They're a gritty group. But that means a lot. Yeah,
but it never gets old.
I don't come back and coach every year because I want to stay home. This time of year, this is all you have. You don't want to. It's about playing around the holidays. If you're playing around the holidays, you have a pretty good year. If you're not playing around the holidays, you didn't have a very good year in college football. That's kind of how you're judged.
Dylan Gerhardt's a guy who's played a lot of games here.
Yeah.
And, at one point he's covering Belquist down the field, the other point he's at the line of scrimmage. Can you talk about his versatility and just what that's meant for this group? And
he was on senior day last year, and he had a 6th year, and he took it. And we negotiated a deal where he could get his master's, his MBA, and he's almost done with that. Next semester, I think he's got 1 or 2 classes, and he's got his MBA. So that was really big to him. And then I think he felt there was some unfinished business in his career here, and I think he wanted to be part of a special group. And I think he saw what was around him, and really wanted to be a part of that. So he made a decision. I think he made it probably in January when he came back after his winter break. We started talking. He said, "Coach, I'm coming back. I want to come back." And I said, "Well, good." And so this is, let's get your MBA. leave here with something you can be proud of for the rest of your life. So.
What's his versatility meant all around the field?
He's a really good player. He can run. He's physical. He talk about tough. He's mentally and physically tough. What happened to him in his life, it's you have to ask him about his story. I don't know if he wants me to share it, but he's had some tough things happen to him in his life, and with family and all that. And him being here, he slept on his sister's floor for 2 years here, apartment. He's a walk-on, and just so he could go to college. And he earned a scholarship and has become a really good football player. A guy that trust unequivocally in our secondary.
Throughout the second quarter, they were bringing a lot of pressure and really hurrying Tommy. Were there adjustments you made or needed to make there at that?
Yeah, we made some adjustments at halftime and some of the blocking schemes, and who we were working to, and we have to understand who we were working to up front, and that's the most important part. But and then some of it was more technique. That wasn't always they weren't working to the right guy. Some of it was just getting beat, with your technique and how your footwork and all that stuff. And we settle them down and say, listen, fellas, you guys are smart. You're good players. You're good athletes. We knew this is how this game was going to be. It's going to be a gritty, grimy game, and they're going to make it that way, and they did. And but I thought we played really well in the second half. I was kind of, I won't say shocked, but I was excited to see it because that's a really good football team. I had them. In my voting, I had them in the top 5 all year until the last couple weeks. But they were a top 5 team. I thought they were really good, and I think they've ran some of the same problems we had early in the season. Guys getting banged up and all that stuff. But they're very good. But we did a good job of picking up the scheme and just being simple and not overthinking things and just calm down and we played a lot better.
Was Tommy looking to run less today than usual?
I don't think so because they have overhangs, and what that means is when you're a 3-4 system like we're a 3-4 system, we have overhangs, and what it means your outside linebackers are hanging over the edge of your defense. So when you have overhangs, there's always some in the what we call surf. That's a give read a lot of times. All right, so if you pull it, they're standing there right in your face. So it's a little bit harder to run some of that stuff into overhangs. So you have to be pretty smart in how you block it and so forth, and that's how you execute it. But that's just what the defense gave them today. They were going to not let Tommy beat him with his feet, or and it was a give read a lot today. So he gave the ball.
You lost your top tailback in the first game, and the guy who stepped in went over 1,000 yards today. Can you comment on Winkerson, what he's meant to the team?
A lot. He's been a tremendous kid. He's another guy who's just a tremendous person and a better person. He's a player. He's a really good player. But his toughness, I'm really proud of him and how he's got a really interesting story too. Look at that one up. He was in an orphanage in Haiti. He and his brother was adopted by an American family that took him in, and his family put him in there so the 2 boys could have a better life. And came to this country, and they were. He's as good a student, good a person as we have. He's a great kid, but he knows his role and he'll do whatever's asked of him. And I thought he was better with being able to have other players to roll with him. I'm glad he has that because I'm not sure he would have held up had to carry the ball 30, 40 times a game. And so that was great. But he's meant a lot to our team. He's a tremendous guy, and players love him. We all love him. Great guy. Anything else? That's it.
Thanks, Coach.
See most of you tomorrow, maybe?
That's right.
Kendra, can you talk about the play where you stripped, big play in the game where you stripped the running back and got the ball back for your offense?
It was just time to make a play. Coming out of half, they got the ball back, and I mean, as a defense, we just like, we're going to go make a play, and they want to keep standing up all day long, so you're like, I'm going to take the ball. I wanted them to take it, and that's kind of what happened there.
So you just reached in and ripped it?
You keep going, go in, you feel the ball, rip it out, and get on top of it.
What's it mean to you to get to the playoffs?
It mean a lot. First came in here, we were 6-5 2 years in a row, and it was like, you got some guys leaving, but, you just stay true and stay home, and just trust the process, keep building with your guys, the ones that stay with you, stay oriented, and then trust the process. We put a lot of work in during the off season, and all of it paid off. We all became closer. We all became tighter, and that made a big difference. And you got a lot of naysayers out there. The Birds they're gonna talk, they're gonna do that, but we just stayed true to the game, believed in ourselves, and go play some football. Mean a lot.
Dylan, how important for you to have a good game in what is most likely your last game in the stadium?
Yeah, it's been a crazy journey. I've been here since 2019, the last time we made the playoffs, and I've seen it all. I've seen all the highs and lows, and I'm blessed to be here at this time now. I think around this time last year I walked for senior day. I was kind of unsure like what I was going to do, and ultimately I made the decision to come back because I knew that this team was special and had something going on. So I'm grateful to be back here and now in a position to be in the playoffs.
Dylan, Coach talked about you sleeping on your sister's floor when you got here. Can you talk a little bit about your journey, how it started here and where you are now?
Yeah. So I think my sophomore year in 2020 during the pandemic, my father had passed. So, I relied heavily on my, my siblings. I stayed with my sister at the time. She was a little bit older than me. Just going through more adversity. It was nothing crazy, but I fall back on all of them and my family. They love me. They got my back. And here I am now, in the playoffs, and they were all here to watch me and to see, like, how far I've came, So.
Tell me, the second quarter, they were bringing a lot of heat on you and making it tough to do much. What adjustments were made, or what did you try to do differently in the second half?
Just tried to do my job a little bit better. I felt the first half was a little shaky for me. But, credit to Winkers, Matt, Seth, guys up front getting the running game going makes my job a lot easier. So feeling that kind of helped balance it out and took a little load off me. So I, just tried to take what the defense gave me. They did a lot of adjustments. Credit to them. It was a good defense. But, yeah, just it's good to start fast, but just got to make those adjustments mid-game and just be better in some areas.
As a quarterback, what do you think of how often Coach had you guys go for it on fourth down?
I love it. I mean, he trusts us, and we know he does, and I'm always looking at that sideline saying, let's go. So it's feels good to, have that trust in our head coach, and he trusts us to make the plays out there.
Tommy and Wankers, what's it mean to you guys to go to the playoffs?
I mean, it feels great. We've me and Wank been here since day one. Battled through adversity, battled fighting for spots and getting those minutes in, and it feels good to just stick it out and see how far we've come. It's a close knit group, like Dre said, and just feels very good.
Yeah, you talked about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just makes everything worth it. I mean, this is what we've hunted. We really just chased after this for the past 4 years, and last year was a heartbreaker. I mean, we had so many games, opportunities where we just didn't quite finish the way we should have. And this year, I think we've just put the pedal down and we haven't let off the gas, and we continue to improve. And going into playoffs after this game or the last few weeks that we've had, it's the best position that we could possibly put ourselves in. So very excited to see what happens coming up.
Winkers, we talked in the spring about you having 32 carries last year and just how you wanted more work. What's it mean for you to be able to step in and get to 1,000 yards?
Yeah, being able to just being patient. I mean, me and Tommy both, we've been waiting for this opportunity to shine, just fighting for spots. And, at the end of the day, when the next man up mentality, and, you just got to make sure that they trust you with the position that they've given me. So I just take it. I trust my own line. I trust Tommy. Tommy made my job so much easier today because the guy that he's reading, he's making sure Tommy doesn't run. So that means I can run the ball. So that really just opened it up, and I was able to get that 1,000 yards at home in front of friends, family, in my own stadium. So that was just amazing.
You guys are all nodding your heads. I would assume that when he stepped in for Mason, there's some confidence there. How did you guys feel about what he's done this year?
Like you said, next man up. We got a lot of guys at a lot of positions that was ready to play ball. You know, Wayne been playing ball ever since he came in. You know, Mason just fortunately came in and was able to play some good ball. But like you said, we stacked. We got players that can play some ball. And Wayne just stayed true to the game. He never gave up, never stopped. He stayed true to it. And his opportunity came, and he did what he's supposed to do with it. But we ain't done yet.
Anything for you, Tom?
Yeah, just trust the process. I mean, like Winker said, we've both been very patient throughout the 4 years we've been here, and feels good to just stick through it and get to where we're at right now.
Winkers, I don't know if you know it, but if I did my math right, you had 83 yards in the second half. Did you feel like you were just getting stronger and stronger as the game went?
Yeah, the first quarter was really well. They were stopping Tommy's run, so I was able to run the ball. And then the second quarter, they kind of switched some things up. They started twisting, stunting, so that kind of shut us down. But after the halftime, okay, we get the ball back. We need to score this possession and let them know that we're still here. So we came out, we marched the ball down, and we just kept the ball going. We ran the ball. I mean, the offensive lineman made it so easy on me. I just really ran straight for some of those plays, and they did the rest of the job. So they make me look good, but at the end of the day, it's all about them and the tight ends that just, they put their lives on the line for me.
Anything else for the players? Thank you, fellas.
Go Birds!
Thank you.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.